Okay, here we are with our OS 10 desktop. I'm running Snow Leopard here. What we're going to do is we're going to create a 1 GB encrypted disk image for storing sensitive or work type documents that you want to secure. It's pretty simple to do. We're going to do it using the disk utility. Now you can find the disk utility in the applications folder. In there you'll find a folder called utilities, and the disk utility will be in there. The other option, of course, is to use Spotlight at the top here. Type in disk utility. You can see I've already done it previously, and select that. And there we go. Up pops our disk utility there. It'll give you a summary of the drives that you have already. You'll notice at the top there we've got a button marked New Image. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new encrypted disk image. So click on New Image. Okay, there's a few things we need to enter. First thing we need to do is decide what we're going to call the image. I'm going to call this encrypted image. You can call this whatever you like, and you can put it wherever you like as well. Now the next thing that's important is the name. Now the name is actually the name of the mounted volume. It's not the name as the same disk image that we're going to save it as. So give it a useful name so you'd actually know what's stored on it. So I'm going to call this work data. Okay. The next thing we need to decide is the size. There's numerous presets here, or you can actually decide on custom. So let's go for custom. I'm going to change it to gigabytes, and I'm going to select 1 GB. There we go. Click OK. The next thing we need to decide is the level of encryption here. By default, there's no encryption. If you click on it, you get a couple of choices. Obviously, the 256 is better, but it can take a little bit longer to encrypt. And also the read-write times are slightly slower than 128-bit, but not that I've ever noticed. I tend to use a 256. So select the one that you want. Okay, and when you're ready, just click Create. There we go. Now, the next thing it's going to ask us is to enter a password to encrypt the image. Now, it's very important that you remember this password. You have the option to remember it in your keychain, which basically means that when you fire up the image, the password is retrieved from the keychain for it. Now, if you then lose access to your keychain, or for example need to copy it to a different machine or restore it, and you don't have a password, you're in trouble. You won't be able to gain access to it. So make sure you know what this password is. Enter a reasonable password. Make sure you include upper and lower case and maybe some numbers. The indicator at the bottom there will tell you how strong your password is. I've gone for a relatively reasonable one and it's showing as excellent. So what we'll do is we'll accept that and just click OK. Okay, our creation process is now finished. Alright, you can now exit out of the disk utility. You'll notice now on Finder I've got work data, which is just an empty volume. If you get the info on it, it'll tell you. Let's have a look. It shows you where the encrypted image is, how big it is. Okay, so it's a gigabyte size, there's 990 meg available. Okay, you'll also see that, for example, on my system it's mounted on the desktop as well, but you might not see it depending on your Finder settings. So there you go, we now have an encrypted image. Now if we just eject it from Finder, there we go, so it's gone. Alright, so what we'll do is have a look in our documents folder. We can still see our encrypted image there. Okay, it's our disk image. Now if we open that, that'll remount it. There we go, just double click. You'll see that it's popped up on our desktop there, and it'll also show up in Finder. Okay, there we go. We've now created our encrypted image. I hope that was useful.